Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bells. Every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Well, let's get into this Nia Long story with Ime Udoka. If y'all don't recall, and I'm sure everybody does, they filed for a divorce, got a divorce because he was caught cheating. Remember, he was a head coach of the Boston Celtics, was like that close to becoming NBA champions, maybe just a few tweaks. Man could have cemented himself as a legend in basketball. In Boston is probably one place you would like to do it. But he was married to Nia Long, messed around and got caught sleeping with a woman whose husband was on the Boston Celtics staff. So it blew up, went crazy, went public, and he got fired. They tried to keep it under wraps, and you saw how they did him. They didn't want to say who the woman was, but they put all his business out there. Fired him or suspended him, wouldn't say why, all that kind of stuff. Just like made him look bad. I forgot what he's coaching somewhere now, but anyway, more power to him, because I'm not condoning, not saying what he did right or wrong, what reasoning or not, but a lot of people do it and it don't destroy their careers. But this was in-house. And that's most likely why it happened the way it did. But anyway, let's get into the story between him and Nia Long, because this is interesting. This is from the Shade Room, and it's titled "Come Again." Al Reynolds says Nia Long should have stayed with Ime Udoka despite cheating scandal. Now, Al Reynolds will just prefaces by saying he seems like he's, a little zesty, on the probably more than that. I mean, when you watch the video, you see that he's probably most likely 99.97% on the LGBT LMNOP community. So let's get that out the way. So it's probably why they haven't really went in on him like they would if he was a heterosexual black male that could play a part in it. But let's just get into the story. It says social media users are sharing their reaction after media personality Al Reynolds weighed in on Nia Long's split from Ime Udoka. As the Shade Room previously reported, the pair's 13-year relationship came to an end in 2022 due to Udoka's infidelity. Since then, Nia Long and Udoka have reached a hefty custody settlement regarding their 12-year-old son. Here's what Al Reynolds said, right? Al Reynolds appeared alongside Claudia Jordan and Monroe Flame. Now, Monroe Flame is part of that community. Some dude dressed like a woman, act like a woman, hefty son gun. But anyway, and Claudia Jordan, I don't know, have you seen her Tubi movies? Yeah. And Monroe Flame for a new episode of TGIF, and T is spelled TEA, like drinking tea, and GIF, like TGIF, thank God it's Friday, but it's T, God is Friday. I don't know. Published via YouTube on Tuesday, January the 9th. So this is from last week. About 13 minutes into the show, the group shared that Udoka had reportedly been ordered to pay Long $32,000 monthly child support. Man, $32,000 is a lot. But first thing I'm not going to do is to count somebody else's pocket. Second thing I'm going to do is say, man, $32,000 is a lot for a child. But you know what? If you got it, shoot, it is what it is. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to their relationship, this is where the difference is between somebody who just, had a baby by an athlete, like, what's the guy that played for the Dolphins? I can't think of his name. I did a damn video about him, but wide receiver, and all these women came out saying that, he just got married, and now these women coming out saying that they having his baby or had his baby. Or you look at Terrell Owens or anybody else who had, athlete or someone famous who has a lot of baby mamas, and just be like hitting and quit it one night thing, a little fling, and end up pregnant. Who would have knew? It's a difference between their lives and these two lives, because these two were married. and they live together and they live a certain lifestyle. If they end up divorced, and especially if it's his fault, his doing, then I mean, shoot, man, all bets are off, right? I mean, that's the way I see it. I mean, if you're going by just the evidence that we have and what we've been told, I mean, the boy, you want to think about, you want to take care of your child. You want to make sure they got the best thing. So now, if the judge said, okay, he goes to private school, this is what he's used to for these last 12 years. He's in private school. Okay. The mom still makes good money, so things don't really have to change. Then, okay, well, you pay your part of private school, part of eating, part of his clothes, part of his insurance, part of whatever that's going to come, because between now and then, he's going to need a permit to drive, a car, driver license. He's going to be in extracurricular activities. He's going to need equipment. You get it. You know what I'm saying? So understand, it's gonna cost a grip. I mean, most of us who have kids who in extracurricular activities, and you trying to and you take education serious and important, it's gonna cost some money to do it. But when you talk about people, like I say, this one night stand, little flings, you're just trying to level up with an athlete. I don't think it costs that much to raise a kid, because doggone it, you ain't had a kid. My thing is, whatever the lifestyle that you had before this incident, before you laid down and made that baby, you continue that lifestyle, and your child stay in that lifestyle. And if you feel that you cannot give your child the best, but his father can, then the child needs to be with the father. So that goes on to, if the father is not really fighting for custody of the child, then it is what it is. Then it's like, okay, then that's when you playing with the rules, you know what I'm saying? But in this country, it's like automatic. Mama keep the child, going to get a mother a bunch of child support in the story, and then you be like, wait a minute, I want to fight for custody. Well, we can prolong this, but in the end, it's a good chance you're going to lose unless the mother is like a drug addict or gives up custody of the child. Or it's gonna be a long, drawn out process, and most brothers don't have that kind of money. But anyway, let's get back to the story. He said Reynolds was the first to weigh in on the reaction. I think it's okay. I mean, he makes $450,000 a month, so he's still getting paid. So to pay $32,000 a month for his child to make sure that he's safe, got schooling, secure, all that kind of stuff, and that's how he's provided for, at least, and that he's provided for is the least he can do, Reynolds said. The media personality then went on to provide viewers with an unpopular opinion. He said something like, I would have stayed there and ate my food if I was Nia Long, he explained. This isn't the first time this man has cheated on her, and I promise you if they stay together, it wouldn't be the last. So it's like, what is he saying? It's almost like he's contradicting himself, because if it ain't the first time, but I think what he's saying, being a devil's advocate, is if he's done it before and she stayed, well, doggone it, he's gonna do it again. So why leave this time? You understand what I'm saying? Why not leave the first time or the second time? Why leave this time? You know what I'm saying? So I think I get what Al is saying. Reynolds explained that he believes Long got caught up in the feeling and let the embarrassment of this public cheating get in between her and her relationship. And that's where she, I think, could have made better decisions. He continued. She still loves this man. The son loves his dad. I understand that this was a public stage that it happened on, but in this particular case, I feel like this relationship would still be going on if it didn't happen on a huge stage. I kind of agree with that. I mean, not 100%, but I do believe that it's possible. Because again, if what he's saying has any merit, and I'm sure there's a lot of women, and you ain't even got to be rich. Probably a lot of women from like street dudes to po dudes to guys who work a regular job and pay taxes every day to cats in the top 1% in earnings. There have been relationships where men and women have, cheated a bit had infidelity in their relationship, and the other person, the spouse and boyfriend and girlfriends too, have taken them back, right? They accepted them back, got mad, got upset, wanted to beat the girl up, wanted to beat the boy up. I'm talking about the person on the outside, not the person living in the house with them, but the person that they cheating with, and all that kind of stuff, and then ended up staying in a relationship. It happens. No matter what your financial situation is. The bigger thing is it's better if it's not made, not saying it's better, but I think it's more tolerable for the victim, if that's what you want to call them, if it's not made public. You understand what I'm saying? I've seen many stories I've heard stories where, wives would tell their husbands, husband be rich, famous, whatever. You're going to do what you're going to do. Just don't bring it home. You understand? Don't make it public. Don't embarrass me out there. Because once that happens, then, like I say, all bets are off and this is over. And I'm going to destroy you and ruin you, because publicly, one thing a woman does not want to be is embarrassed. Not at all. You have women all over the world, all over the country, which I'm sure a lot of these athletes and famous people, entertainers, let's say all entertainment. So all the entertainers for sure got people wherever they lay their head waiting on them. Or people with a lot of money probably got somebody waiting on them somewhere where they lay their head. The woman has to understand that. People have to understand that when you get into a relationship with somebody, because I've always said that I've never really been, because one thing women like to do, they like to say, they like to tell you about how some guy tried to hit on them. Fellas, if y'all been through that, I'm sure you have, because we've all have, since the beginning of time. Whether she's a young lady, middle-aged lady, older lady, doesn't matter. They all want to tell you about how some dude tried to hit on them. My take on it is, I don't care. I want to hear the story, because one, you're going to bring it up just to try to let me know, I guess, somebody finds you attractive besides me. But I always say, if I'm the only, I've been saying this forever, if I'm the only person that finds you attractive, then I have to look at myself and my taste, because that means something wrong with me. What's wrong with my taste? Because I think I know how to pick them. You understand what I'm saying? So some other guy trying to talk to you, trying to hit on you, this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? It just rolls off my back like oil and water. Don't mix. Yeah, it just rolls off. The thing I'm listening for is if the guy's doing it on a daily basis. If you are really trying to keep him from doing it, like, telling him, stop doing it, or I'm going to go tell, alert HR or something like that. You come, telling me about it or whatever. But I'm trying to see if you're doing anything to try to curb this man's actions. That's what I'm looking for. If you're not, then me and you gonna have a question. Me and you gonna have a talk. But if you are, then okay, now I feel like, see what I gotta do to rectify this situation and to make things better. So, like I say, it's not the point that somebody else is. So some people gonna hit on you all the time. That's just life. It's just human. The thing is, what are you gonna do about it? How you gonna deal with it? That's where, you know what I'm saying? So like I say, it doesn't matter what scale that a person is on. It's going to happen. Some people are just going to, lay they wood or open them peaches where they may. Those are the ones that you have to be leery of, because eventually, it just may happen. But like I said, with him, I understand it, but it's a thing about once it becomes public, that's where it becomes a problem. That's where it becomes a problem. And it's kind of hard to keep things private nowadays because it seems like everybody that these athletes and these entertainers deal with are women that on Instagram all day. Half naked. I can't even say half naked. 75, 85, 90% naked on Instagram. So they take pictures all day. They live behind that phone and that camera. So that it's a good possibility that they're gonna put your business out there one way or another. Because no matter how they talk, eventually their feelings are gonna get, are going to get in the way. So anyway, let's see. It happened on Tuesday. What else is? They showed the video, which I'll put in the link below. Social media users entered the Shade Room's comment section to share their reaction to Reynolds. Many didn't seem to agree with his stance. I bet they did. One Instagram user said she let the embarrassment get in the way of her relationship with her man. How he got in the way of their relationship by cheating. Why should black women just tolerate abuse because money is there? One, it ain't just black women. That's why I hate when people put race in it. I was trying to act like black women are the only ones who go through problems. Dog, please. We may have problems, black women, black people as a whole have problems that other races don't have when it comes to racism or racially motivated issues. But this is not a black woman problem. This is because the doggone me woman that you don't forget that the woman that Udoka cheated with was a white woman. And there is nothing public out there. They did everything they can to hide that man's face. I still don't know. I still would not know who that woman and that dude and her husband is. If they walk by me, if they lived on my street and walked by me 100 times, I would not know who they are. The media and the Boston Celtics and everybody in NBA did everything they could to keep that white woman's face out of the news. And from what the last reports that we heard, because I don't know if anybody following up on it, but ain't nobody filing no divorce. Now one of them other people filed divorce. You see what I'm saying? So this is not just a black woman's problem. This is a woman's problem, period. Or just anybody's problem, period. And to say just tolerate because the money is there. Which type of advice is this? I'm glad Claudia actually stood up for. While another Instagram user said people don't want you to have no type of self-respect. Another one said, and I promise you if they stay together, it wouldn't be the last. Correct. That's why she left. Be for real. Another one said everyone can't be bought. Sometimes, sometimes loyalty, love, and trust is worth more than money. Everyone isn't okay with hanging around for a check now. Now, if you're a user and you're broke, then hey, but some people have standards. Let's stay out of wealthy women with standards business. Man, stay out of everybody's business. That's really how we should look at it. Let's look at this custody battle real quick. I want to go back to something. It said the Shade Room previously reported Nia Longa and Ime Udoka met in 2010 and became engaged in 2015. Now let's stop right there. 5 years. They met in 2010, became engaged 2015. It don't say when they got married. They was married when they married for 7 years, I believe. So engaged and married. So 5 years in a relationship. Now you're grown. You're grown folks. This is one reason why it's always best to start a relationship when you're young. I said that I believe one of the perfect scenarios is being young, 18, 19, whatever. Let's say you go off to school or you're trying to go to college or learn a trade, start your profession, your professional training or education. You meet someone, if you hadn't grown up with them already, if you've grown up with them, probably best thing too. But that don't work out all the time either. But anyway, so you meet someone and y'all grow together. Y'all on the same page, you got the same mentality. You understand the good and bad, but you stick it out and you work together to build a relationship, because you are still growing, they are still growing, and your relationship needs to grow as well and evolve. Then eventually you get married, and then after a couple of years or so, you start a family with children. To me, that's the perfect way to do it, starting young. Now, I don't know like Nia Long's history, nothing like that. I'm not even gonna get into that. But when you do it when you're older, it's a little different, because the older you get, the less time you have. And the less time you have, which means that you want to move things quickly. So you may jump into a relationship heart first because of your age and how much time you think you have to have a family and to settle down and find a good man. But that man don't think that, because that man think, heck, I could be 50 and marry somebody 30, 35. I'll be straight. And women be like, oh, you don't want to get a woman that young because all she's doing is using you for your money. Well, hell, you're doing the same thing. You just better at it. And you put a little more emotion into it. But you're still doing it for, protection and being taken care of and providership. So when you get older, you feel like the clock is ticking. And so you jump in the relationship a lot harder, a lot faster, and he's not there yet. How you gonna know? Because you're really thinking about your feelings, not his. And when I say feelings, I mean like you're thinking about how you're feeling and how you need to feel and be taken care of, and jump in with your heart. But his feelings are, we can date for a while. We'll see how this goes. Not sure I want to get married because this country, if I get married to you and something happen, and what if you're not the one I want to be with? And there's still a whole lot of ladies who, this guy here, probably got women, like I say, all over. Find out who he is. That's what women do. Probably still got ladies, he's probably still knocking them down, meeting them all the time, all over town. He got options. Even though you are Nia Long, he got options. Nia Long is public, and nice and good looking and fine. But you also got other women that are private, good looking and fine. Same age, older, younger, whatever the case may be. The man got options. So I'm just saying it's probably how he's thinking. So he's not really ready to jump that broom yet. Because a lot of people say the older you get, like I said, you date somebody, after a year, you should know if you want to marry that person or not. If you don't, then y'all need to move around. And yes, women will try to move it along a lot quicker. So like I said, at her age, let me say that. Being in a relationship for 5 years before you get engaged, that's a red flag. It should be a red flag for her. Because again, she's going to want to move a little quicker, which leads me to believe that she had probably she found a guy and she didn't want to let him go because she didn't want to waste another year, another 2 years. Then time goes on another 5 years. And it's like, look, we need to do something. I've wasted a lot of time and I tried to wait. Let's make this work. Let's make this happen. Fine. So I'm pretty sure that she probably put up with a lot of stuff with this dude, just like old brother Al said. She probably put up with I don't know if it's a lot, but she's probably put up with some other women, dealt with some other women being brought into their circle before they was married. And then they end up getting Tyreek Hill. That dog, why didn't they just finally hit? Tyreek Hill, same thing. They just got married. He had a fiance. And this, once he gets married, they announce their wedding and stuff like that. Then all these women come out saying that they're having his baby or had his baby. You see what I'm saying? It's like she has dealt with that for a minute. I'm guaranteed. And then they finally get married and it all comes out. So I'm sure what I'm saying is Nia Long probably went through the same thing, but not on a public spectacle. Everything was private. But once it went public, that's when all bets were off. You see, relationship ended in 2023 amid public reports that Udoka, former NBA Celtic coach, cheated on along with a co-worker. Now I call it like a co-worker. Like really, she wasn't no co-worker. She was a subordinate. There were no co-workers. There wasn't no two coaches. She wasn't no coach. She worked for an organization. We ain't no co-worker. Ain't no co-worker at all. Matter of fact, she worked for him. Come on now. In August 2023, Long filed for sole physical and legal custody of their son, Kez. Then the following month, Udoka responded to the actors' filing by requesting that they share joint legal and physical custody of the 12-year-old, with Udoka receiving visitation rights. Earlier this month, it was reported that a judge awarded Long and Udoka joint custody of the kids. Additionally, the outlet shared that Udoka agreed to pay $32,500 monthly child support. He's 12 years old, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. They got like 5.5, 6 years of child support left. Then if we go off to school, he's gonna have to help pay for that. Well, I know in Texas, you ain't got to, but I mean, hey, I did it. Still gotta be on the insurance that third, so he's still gonna be paying. Man, that's his boy. He's still gonna be paying for his boy. After that. Furthermore, the parents will work collaboratively on education and health matters concerning kids. Over the judge, they also ruled that Long will have the final say in disagreements regarding the 12-year-old, except for matters involving routine and medical emergencies. That's that's what I'm saying. The government, I don't like that. I'm paying that much money. I got a whole lot to say. But especially if it's joint custody, is it 50-50 or joint? I mean, is it like joint, like 75-25 joint, or 90-10 joint, or 50-50 joint? What kind of joint is it? I don't know. I would love to know what the hell that means. How you gonna pay that much in child support? But she got the final say so on everything except where he go to the doctor. He say he has received reasonable visitation with his son. So this is not joint custody. I hate the court system, man. I've been through that and I'm sick of it. Please. However, he must provide along with a written notice and a plan for their visits via email at least 10 days beforehand. So basically there's no schedule. He just had to say, hey, I'm finna come get my kids. 10 days. Ain't that some what kind of dude? Yeah, this story needs to really get out. That's probably why these women ain't really talking about this, because this will piss a lot of dudes off. Because see, look at her. It's a lot of women that want to be married but act like they not. They want to be partners. Remember, with men like, no, there ain't no partnership in this. There's a hierarchy. The women want to be married. They talk this talk, but they want to be married. Want to be married to brothers. Act like they don't want them. And then when these brothers are going with these passports and going overseas and dating and trying to find a woman and stuff, they trying to say, oh, y'all just can't handle strong black women. No, we can't handle this strong white court who make these rules to where that if something happened and we are not together anymore, you damn near get everything. You get everything except the draws on my balls. That's it. Everything else you got control of. How the hell is this joint? There is nothing joint about this. And then I got to tell you 10 days ahead of time. What state is this? I mean, hell, at least in Texas, you get every other weekend and Thursdays or something, which is kind of crazy because if you don't have a 9-to-5 job and you don't live close to them, shoot, Thursdays out the picture. Hell, I remember with my youngin', her mom moved like, first we was like not even like 2-3 miles from each other. Then they moved like 30 miles away in the middle of downtown. You talking about driving there, I'm talking about my car, going to pick up my daughter. I was in school and going to work. So it was hard to do that on Thursday. But you talking about going from where I was living, going fighting downtown traffic. AC don't work in the summertime. Hey, I'm just telling you how it was in my car. Heat barely worked. Did the heat even work? Yeah, the heat worked. That's the only thing that worked. Driving on a wing and a prayer, trying to make it, trying to do things for my life, for my kids and for myself. And I was supposed to go pick her up, take her to dinner, and then go home. By the time I would have got there, after I got off work, or if I was even off work, it had been 7, 8 o'clock at night. It'd been time for her to go to bed. I mean, it was like unreasonable. But did all that mess in the court, and still I could go see my child whenever I felt, every day if I wanted to. Because the judge was like, well, that's up. Y'all could work something out. I just gotta put this, on paper. I gotta record this in the court. You just a scam. Woman, you told me, Your Honor, you just told me you was a doggone scam. Because you got the child support, fine. I wasn't even tripping on that because I take care of my children since day one, since before day one. And then two, but now you trying to put this court order so I get every other weekend, every other holiday, whatever, so many days in the summer and Thursdays. I can't make it Thursday. I go to school or I go to work on them Thursday evening. And she moved from being 2 miles down the road to being freaking 30 miles down the road, which y'all might think ain't a lot. But again, talking about downtown traffic between 5 and 6 o'clock, man, come on. We can't meet halfway. No, Justin, no, you can't do that. What the hell with you? Anyway, let me get out my own story. Say they haven't reported, having comment on the custody settlement. But she did report about the newness in life, and she got a picture, and sure enough, she's showing cleavage. Amazing. Thirst trapping already. Women, boy, y'all do not change when it comes to this stuff. Anyway, that's all I got for this story. I wanted to get deeper into it, but I've gone on long enough. This story is, like I said, I think it should be put out more, especially by you people that love to talk about money and trying to get a 1%. The guy got to make 6 figures and all this kind of stuff. But this stuff you got to deal with. These things you got to deal with. Somebody got to make a lot of money. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can't find something real quick, and then I get up out of here. I already looked this up. This is from zipper.com, and it says average American income, 25 U.S. salary statistics from 2023. So this is from from 2023? And it says 2022. Anyway, it says that the average person, women that, y'all want to get a man with like 6 figures, making $500,000, this, that, and the third. But again, like I told you, people that make that kind of money, a lot of them athletes, entertainers make that kind of money. And this is the type of stuff you have to deal with. He was a coach. Just imagine him being a player, an active player in any sport, or an actor or actress in any film nowadays. And everybody can see him. Just being famous, period. It says the average personal income in the U.S. is $63,214. That's the average personal income. The median, which is like in the middle, take everybody's salary, and right in the middle, it's $44,225. So that's the middle. The average is everybody added up, and then you divide it by everybody, and this is what it comes out to. So a person can make $1. Everybody else can make $10. 10 people can make $10. So that's, or 9 people, 9 people can make $10. So you'll have $91. You divide that by 10 is 9, and your average is 9.1, right? But that ain't just helping y'all out with math. So the average doesn't mean that everybody, it could be, like I said, one person can make, like I said, $1 and 9 people can make $10. Or it could be one person can make $90 $90, and then 9 people can make, let's say, $9. Let's say for $91, 9 people can make $10. Okay, so that'd be 100. Then you divide it by 10, and then like the average is $10, and it's not right because one person got all the money. You see what I'm saying? But the median is everybody's salary and whatever's in the middle. Again, still doesn't say who makes what. You see what I'm saying? When you on a broad scale, because it still be 190, but then right in the middle, it's a 1. So you say the median income is like $1, and it's like, damn, that's not right. But you see what I'm talking about. But anyway, let's keep going. The average American annual real wage was $67,521 in 2020. The average U.S. household income is $87,864. The median household income is $61,000. Now let's see. By Americans by income, it breaks it down a little better. Anyone who makes $100,000 to $149.9 thousand is 15% of the population, of the workforce. Just 15%, right? Make it anywhere from 150 to 199.9 thousand, 8%, and anybody over 200,000 is 10%. Right? So you're talking 15 and 8, which is 23, plus 10, 33.6. So a little less than 34% of the working population, tax-paying population, makes 100,000 or better. 33%, man and female across the board, which means 66% makes less than 100,000. The majority of the population make less than 100,000. So if you look at median income by gender in the private sector, what is this percentage? It don't really say. Median income in thousands, 41,000 more mean, but it don't show a percentage. Okay, so they don't really show a percentage. There's a huge gap between male and female business partners. So American demographics, Asians, white, so on, by age. They say by age. So it's not really, they don't really break it down as well as I thought. They don't say like percentages, got like these big old bars and that's it. But my point is 15% of American citizens make over $100,000. So when you looking for some man with a lot of money, you know what I'm saying, you have to, this is why, like I said, you need to start when you're young. You just say, well, she shouldn't have to deal with that because he make a lot of money, how to sell us all, blah, blah, blah. This is why you start when you're young and you be there with that man when he's growing, and you go through the ups and downs when y'all create, rules and understanding at a young age, and you tweak your marriage and your relationship as you get older. So when it comes down to it and he is making this money, or y'all are making this money, everything is understood and you probably can deal with and learn and have worked through problems like this already. You see what I'm saying? So you have to play your part into bringing down or alleviating a lot of infidelity in relationships. Because if you gotta get in with a guy who then had a bunch of girls throw themselves at him in high school, college, in a professional world, how you just gonna come in and just change that man? Seriously, man, who always has options, then all of a sudden he just gonna say, "Hey, this ain't the best man." Come on now, let's just keep it real. Like even in The Best Man, what's her name? Morris Chestnut cheated on his girl with a whole lot of women. Then she cheated on him. Then she cheated on him with his homeboy, with his best friend. Like, man, you don't get him back like that. But anyway, that's a fairy tale. Then he said, "Okay, I understand the area of my ways, and we're gonna work this out." That ain't how the world really works. That's why we watched that movie and probably ain't only watched it one time. Nah, cause that ain't how it really works. Cause we know it's not no emotional show like that. Shoot, dudes, nah, that's not how that works. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get a dude to sit there and just most times just say, "Hey, I'm done with all this and moving on." Heck no. Heck no. Promise career? Still out there still out there in the world? Nah, but anyway, now that's all I got. Leave your comments below. Share them with the world. Tell me what you think about this story. I've said enough. And with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.